women have got to the point where we're like, we don't want to live with you. We don't want to live with you. That's not what we want. And we don't want you to spend the night over here. You need to go home.
Go home.
You need to call somebody, get you an Uber, get you a Lyft, and you need to get on up the highway.
I had a pivotal moment when I was on Tinder and dating where I was like, oh my God, I do not have to let them stay over. I should kick them out. Okay, so I have so much to say on this. Go watch that whole video. That's not a mutual. And I'm glad that we're all talking about this now because I wrote about this several years ago after a Tinder hookup. Sleepover? No thanks. I'm done. Just Google Melanie Hamlet glamour and you can read this to see my long journey of getting to this state of not even letting them stay the night anymore. So living with these men is a whole nother video. All right. There's a reason why women do not want to live with men anymore. I live with my husband because he is a partner and he actually does most of the cleaning and the cooking and all that stuff. He actually makes my life easier instead of harder. Right? Which is what men should be doing because our lives are already hard enough as it is under patriarchy. And our social conditioning is always going to make us think that we have to do more. And I'm done. I'm tired. Right? And so this man adds a lot of value to my life. But this isn't about living together. This is just about sleeping in the same bed. Okay? Because I've been making a lot of videos about this in the last 6 months. And what made me realize this was a Tinder hookup that I had with this dude. He was like, I don't know, from Belgium or something like that. And, you know, he ate my real good. Was really sweet. You know, we were hanging out, we like hooked up, and then we were just laying there and he's like caressing me and stuff. And he was at my place and he was like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I think I should let you know that I really can't stay over because I have an early flight at like 6 a.m. If I stay in here tonight, I won't get any sleep, you know, because I sleep better alone. I don't want you to think it's about you, but you know, I've got my hotel close by and I really need a good night's sleep because tomorrow's a big day. And my initial reaction was like, oh, he thinks I'm blah, right? Because I always, of course, I've been conditioned to think there's something wrong with me. And then I was like, wait a second, he literally just said it's not about me. And everything he said makes sense. And then my initial reaction to that was jealousy. I'm like, well, dang, I don't really want this dude to stay over. I love the caressing and the cuddling and all that stuff and all that, right? But like, I got crap to do tomorrow. I really don't want him staying over. I actually don't like it when men stay over because most of the time, now on a rare occasion, it would be really nice. But most men have sleep apnea and snore and they elbow me in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? Or they fart. And I never slept well next to men. In fact, the only person that I just sleep like a baby around is my husband. Since the first time we slept next to each other, I was like, wow, I actually slept well. That's rare. And I think part of it is because I felt safe with him and I trusted him and all that stuff, right? And also he doesn't have a violent bone in his body, so he's not going to wake up in the middle of the night and smack me, right? Anything, I'm the one who's just like I sometimes put a pillow between us so I don't hurt him in the middle of the night because I'm just like fighting demons all night, right? There's whenever he does anything in his sleep, it's always loving. This man does not have a violent bone in his body. I can relax around him. I can sleep so well around him. And the only reason why I don't sleep well around him is because he actually his sleep apnea has gotten really bad in the last couple of years. So guess what? He went and got tested and now he has the machine thing. So that now he sleeps like a baby. I sleep like a baby. I'm not woken up by snoring, right? Science and studies and research are on our side. Okay? I'm not making this up. Men sleep better beside us. We sleep worse beside them. And I've said before, I believe it's partly because every woman I know, I think, or most of us have some sort of sleep trauma because of men, because of them trying to grape us in our sleep or fondle us in our sleep or stuff that happened to us as children or whatever, or some man just the threat of men while we're trying to sleep, right? And some of these men are our literal boyfriends. In fact, the New York Times is even talking about it now. Like they're like people are realizing that women's sleep is precious. And a lot of women don't even want to live with their husbands or they don't want to sleep in the same room as their husbands because we need more sleep. We are, especially as time goes on, like menopause and all that crap, we're already going to wake up in the middle of the night from sweating and all that crap. Already doing way too much. Every single woman I know is doing way too much. Mostly because men won't do what they're supposed to do. But even when they are, we don't know how to turn it off because we've been conditioned to do too much. If not for our partners, but for like everybody, right? So we need sleep. That's why I've been talking about this lately. We need to prioritize women's sleep. So why let these dudes stay over? Women who are literally married to men that they love won't even share a room with you. Why do you need to share a room with a hookup? Send them home. Your sleep is precious. And then on top of that, like I said in my article, what I realized is like sleeping next to a man is one of the most vulnerable, dangerous things you can do. Because at least when I'm awake, I got one eye on you. You know, I'm touches my intuition. I'm watching you, you know? And even like, I mean, come on. We know how men are so good at fooling us, right? So even when we feel like relaxed around men, we always have like, you know, but like we can't, when we're asleep, we are our most vulnerable. That's why so many of us have trauma around sleeping because of these men. And I've told y'all before, when I was couch surfing all over for like, I don't know, over 6 months or whatever, I got so much sleep trauma just from couch surfing, because even when I was staying with men who had all kinds of references about all of how great they were to stay with, one dude took photos of me with my camera while I was asleep. An old man, oh look at him. Look, talk about sleep. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. He's a dude. One old man, yeah, that was another video, y'all. I got to do a whole thing about that. The dude who like stayed up all night, didn't tell me I wasn't going to have my own bedroom, and then watched me sleep while drinking and smoking and doing something on the internet all night. Like so many men have traumatized us in our sleep. So why let these men ruin a night of sleep when you can't watch them? You can't watch them. You're literally asleep. I mean, and at first I used to think there was something wrong with me that I'd let a man inside of me, but not in my bed. I was like, am I so broken that I'll just like let them like stick it in me, but I won't let them like cuddle me while I'm asleep and stuff? No, I'm not broken. I'm traumatized from men's violence since childhood. Since childhood, men have been doing this to me in my sleep. So why would I let some dude stay in my bed? And I wish I had learned this earlier. I can't tell you how many, I remember having so many, once I got really good at vetting, once I actually started having really great hookups consistently, I still wish I'd sent them home or gone home. I can't believe how many nights I slept in a bed next to a man where I was like, God, I just want to sleep. Why am I here? That didn't want to hurt his feelings. They have no problem hurting our feelings. No problem. Stop worrying about hurting their feelings. Prioritize your sleep. You need it. And honestly, that dude, that one hookup taught me how much women can learn from men. We've been conditioned to be codependent and center everyone else, especially men, especially, you know, kids, community, and literally never pour into ourselves. We're selfish if we ever prioritize our own basic human needs, right? Whereas men have been conditioned under patriarchy and capitalism, white supremacy culture to be unbelievably individualistic and selfish. And they're always thinking about what they need and what they want. And they're not thinking about their impact on anybody unless they've been taught to do so, which is men's journey, is to learn how to be so stop being so selfish and individualistic. And women's journey is to learn how to be more like, wait, what do I need so I don't take this out on other people because I'm bitter and resentful and being abused, right? Or take it out on myself. And so what I realized is that dude taught me a really nice balance between being thoughtful and communicate well, but never center someone else's need at the sake of your own, especially when it's something super important. I'm just a hookup. He's just a hookup. And yet I give these men that I don't know and I'll never see again, I prioritize their feelings, which they probably don't even care, over my own well-being. It shows you how little I respect myself when I do that. Yeah, let them eat this, and then give them the boot. That's what they've been doing.